Hi, good morning. Probably this is, I'm not going to be as involved as Gun previous, as the previous talk with Gun. So, but yeah, nevertheless, I guess thank you for coming. So I quickly want to take you through what we are building. So I am founder of Growth Protocol, and we are building out a bunch of decentralized protocols for digital marketing. So what essentially it means is that from our perspective, marketing is a very centralized function, and our goal with this project is to decentralize the entire marketing applications, entire set of marketing applications, and we're building it with the help of Avalanche. So a quick brief, the project is backed by Nazara. Nazara is the largest and only listed gaming company in India, with around 100 million gamers across all properties and 150 million plus revenue. And Listo. Listo is one of the biggest playtesting companies globally, working with customers like Krafton, working with AAA studios like FunPlus, and also backed by Balaji Srinivasan, Hashed, Tiger Global, and SquarePeg, and others. So the founding team is Nitish. Nitish is the founder of Nazara. He started Nazara in a dorm room, taking it public, listing it at $1 billion in the stock exchanges. And of course, me, I'm founder of Listo. I already mentioned about Listo. And Vishal. Vishal is primarily worked with Microsoft, worked with Asana. He was part of early Bing Ads team, and is the technical brain behind Growth Protocol. So the problem that we are trying to solve here, right? So most of the digital marketing applications, they are centralized, which means that any marketing application that you take, let's take an example of an AppLovin. I'm not sure how many of you know AppLovin. AppLovin is primarily a kind of an ad exchange where there are games which want to advertise, and there are games which want to publish, which means that they would use advertisements to generate revenue from them. Now, most of this is centralized. Most of this people do not know what kind of algorithms are being used. And also from a data perspective, these centralized players have hoarded data. So from our, and because of that, they are able to dictate the terms. They are able to define what pricing structure exists. And as we move forward, on an average, right, a large percentage of advertiser budget today is lost to these centralized applications. So that's resulted in rising CPIs, nearly zero share to creators, and of course, zero share to the gamers itself, right? So what we are building out is a protocol so to bring equity back into the ecosystem. So let me take an example. I took the example of AppLovin, and I'll take you through how that would work in a decentralized environment. So advertisers have what is called as advertiser wallets on chain. We are going to tokenize the campaigns, which means that whenever they create these campaigns with assets, with goals, and with budgets, all these are tokenized onto the chain, which means that most of anyone externally would be able to view or pick up these campaigns. So any publisher, relevant publisher, would probably be able to pick up these campaigns based on the advertising budget, based on the goals, based on, are they able to actually deliver what is asked out of this campaign? Once this is done, right, so then obviously they run on their own properties, whether it is a blog, whether it is a game, they would run these advertisements on their properties. And every single time they drive traffic, it could be, say, the goal is CPI. Every single time that they drive an installation, it is recorded as what we call as proof of performance on-chain, which means that every campaign has a certain performance criteria, and that performance is captured on the chain. And once the goals are set, so do we call these as smart goals? So what happens here is when the campaign is set up, there are smart goals that are configured. And once we have these goals met, then the settlement happens, the financial settlement happens on-chain real time. So the goal here is not just to reduce the costs for the advertisers and bring value to the publishers, but also from an instantaneous perspective, the moment goals are met, the settlement happens instantaneously, versus in traditional systems, it happens after 2 or 3 days. So that's our goal. This is one of the examples of the way we are trying to build primitives on top as part of growth protocol to enable people to build applications which would be in the sphere of marketing. So so from a go-to-market perspective, since this is an initiative with Nazara and Listo, Nazara already has like around 25 to 30 games which are ranging from anywhere between 10 to 50 million users. So our goal is effectively to use Nazara as a base, as a captive set of audience to test all these applications out which from growth protocol. So the first app that we released on top of this was Fedalis. Now we are working on decentralized ad networks, and as we move ahead, it would be influencer management platforms and affiliate marketing networks. So the goal, what we measure is how much value does flow through these chains, right? The goal is through these applications on the chain, what we call as GDP on chain. So the goal is to hit a 150 million revenue of the dApps that pass through this chain. So yeah, so the next goal, so since the captive audience, we are using Nazara as a captive audience and captive set of games, captive set of gamers. The goal is once you have these kind of applications tested out at scale with Nazara, then the objective is to scale globally with whatever problems are faced by Nazara with respect to the cost of these applications can be amplified globally. And instead of kind of waiting for people to build these applications on chain and then growing, our goal is to go ahead and acquire these smaller existing affiliate networks, offer walls, rewarded apps, and any such application which which games use to grow their user base. So it's in two phases. One phase is using the captive audience to build these applications out and test our primitive layer out. The second is primarily to go ahead and acquire these companies, which are not significant in size but are undervalued, and then grow them. So that's a brief. And why do we think we will win? So instead of so the typical goal of most chains is to actually wait for developers to come in and then probably let people speculate on that, and then I mean, there is like Gun said previously, there are memes and other things for people to speculate and make money on. Our goal is very different. Our perspective is we are primarily scaling Web2 businesses using Web3 technologies. So that's our goal. We're starting with value. And here we are targeting real cash flows, real users. That's our goal. And so from our perspective, we believe that the next bull run will be driven by most of the Web2 applications migrating to Web3 and riding on crypto rails. So that's effectively our goal, and that's why we think we would win in this space. So from a secret weapon perspective, so we're building the tech out. Vishal is primarily working on building the basic primitive layer on top of Avalanche. So that's our tech focus. Second is the captive applications and games that we have from Nazara. So that's our flywheel. So that gives us kind of a go-to-market which is in-house. And third is when we go ahead to acquire these companies, the way Nazara has been built is primarily by acquiring these companies. They have acquired around 25 plus companies. We are just tapping into their acquisition engine. So that's our goal. And we are leveraging their M&A. And that's primarily how we plan to execute this. We are going to launch a token for the chain, which is a native token for the chain. The attribution of value to the token would have in multiple ways. One is real cash flows, real users, which effectively means that the cash flow that and the profits that business generates, we are planning to buy tokens out after that to primarily drive the value up. That's one. Second is we primarily want to focus on wherever we acquire, do a token plus cash deals, which effectively means that the companies that we are going to acquire have vested interest to drive the goals. We want to build out a treasury. I mean, we want to send out a positive loop where we are going to build out a treasury to use the portions of the treasury to acquire these companies. So that's how we would. I mean, that's the philosophy driving the token, and we are expecting a token launch between 8 to 12 months. So yeah, so that's a quick brief about Growth Protocol. If you have any questions, would love to answer them. Thank you so much.